Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk. Today I'm gonna do a little bit of catch up with my blues albums. I've realized I've been concentrating a lot on my pop and rock, and I'm like, when are we gonna throw some blues in here? So I decided to go ahead and show you what I've got so far. This is part of my blues collection. Just wanted to show it to you. Um, just so you know, it's kind of like jazz. Has always been there, and I've known about the blues, obviously. The staples like, B.B. King, Robert Johnson, Buddy Guy, people like that. So once I started collecting vinyl again, it really piqued my interest. Once I really discovered how well the blues music sounded on vinyl, it just opened it up for me for some reason that CD and tape never did. And maybe it's where I am in my life too. I've come to appreciate things. I don't think, like jazz. I don't think when I was 20 or even 30, maybe I would have been into jazz or really the blues. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate them more, and I think vinyl, again, really brought that alive for me. So these albums I'm going to show you are some are still new to me, and I have a lot of learning to do, but I think I have some great tools here to learn these types of music with the blues. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you what I have in this episode, and I'll probably have a couple more to get you through my blues collection because I've actually acquired quite a bit. I'm kind of impulsive in a way. I'll hear something, somebody say, "Hey, this one's coming out," and then I'll go ahead and listen to it real quick on streaming service or something. Go, oh, okay, I gotta have that. It's gotta sound good on vinyl. So that's where I am with that. So anyway, this is where I'm gonna start here with my blues. And first one I picked up, I think it was Record Store Day this year or last year, something like that. And it was Alligator Records, 50 years of genius house rockin' music. And this is on a gatefold, so it has a lot of artists on there. I think even like Kingfish is on here too, and he's a newer blues guy. I haven't been able to get into him too much yet. I don't know why. He's an excellent guitar player, but I don't know why I'm not getting into him. And I actually had an opportunity to go to one of his concerts at a great venue, and I just wasn't, with COVID at the time, I just wasn't quite ready to do that, and I kind of regret it. But COVID really stumped me as far as going to concerts, and some really good people have come by lately. So this album has, let's see, Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers, Coco Taylor. Let's see, what are the big names on here? Albert Collins is on here. There's Johnny Winter. These are kind of contemporary artists, I guess, and then old school artists, a little bit of mix and match. So it's a good intro to blues. It's good to put on, and I like most of the songs on here, so I've kept this one around. I wouldn't say that would be like a starting point or anything for blues. I don't even know what I would say it would be a starting point for the blues. If you have any idea, put that in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Where would be a good point to start somebody with the blues? Because blues to me isn't as difficult to get into as jazz, obviously, for various reasons. But jazz needs a starting point, a simple starting point for people to start off with nice little melodies that aren't too complex, and to get into the melodies and then get into harder stuff later. Where the blues, I don't know. I don't know if there's really a true starting point for the blues. And I don't, it's not to say it all sounds the same, because it doesn't. You have different guitar players and all that. Maybe you have rougher voices that are harder to get into than others, like Howlin' Wolf. Now, Howlin' Wolf is interesting because as soon as I heard his voice, I was like, who is this guy? And I remember I was at a gas station. Yes, before I even heard his voice. So I was at a gas station, and for some reason, this is in the 90s, there were cassette tapes at the counter, just a couple, and Howlin' Wolf was there for like $5 or something. And I'm like, I don't know, on a whim, I picked it up. It was a cassette, put it in my car, and I heard this voice. I'm like, what is this guy? That roar, roar, I'm like, what the heck is this? But I loved it, and that really opened my eyes to the blues. So I guess it has to do with taste too. But I guess you could say starting points would be maybe like, excuse me, maybe like BB King would be a good starting point, like Indianola, Mississippi Seeds. I think that's the name of it. It was something like that. So anyway, Next one I have here is one that I really like. Not that I don't like all of these, but this is Buddy Guys and Junior Wells. I'm pretty sure I showed this on a previous video. It's a Lone and Acoustic. These guys have been friends. They've done albums before, and it's Junior Wells on vocals and harmonica, and Buddy Guy on vocals and 6 and 12 string guitar. And I think they were somewhere on a tour and stopped off and just recorded this in between like downtime during a tour or something like that. The story's here somewhere. In 1981, in the midst of a European tour, Buddy and Junior spent a day in a studio in Paris getting back to their roots. So I don't know if they were on tour together and just went into a studio or what, but these guys are magic together. It's just really good. You can see them here. So definitely recommend this album. Again, I don't know what you would consider, I guess it's not the same thing with the blues where you go, I guess you could go commonly known or popular songs in the blues, but I wouldn't say like big hits or something. Rollin' and Tumblin', I think that's the one Clapton has covered. And there's Catfish Blues. I believe that would be a cover. So again, this is where I'm still getting used to my blues music, but I know I can put this album on and I love it. I love the energy between these two guys, so I have a lot to learn. So anyway, that's Buddy Guy. Sorry, trying to get the glare out. And Junior Wells, Alone and Acoustic. So it's a good sounding album all around. Then I have one other. It's Buddy Guy. This one, I believe I shot recently and picked it up not too long ago. And this is just Chess Masters. It's really clean copy. Chess Records label there. I'm not sure. Still haven't done any research to see how old the album is or anything like that, but I'm not too. This is 1984. I'm not really, if an album sounds good to me, I'm good. I don't need to wander around and listen to my music and go, oh, is there a better copy? Does it sound better than this? When I'm already enjoying it. To me, that's takes the joy out of music. And when you have something and you're always wondering, could there be something better? You're never really enjoying that thing. So this one sounds good. I really don't have a need if it comes out on MoFi or somebody else Acoustic Sounds or somebody releases a better copy. I'm fine. I like how this one sounds. I can put it on and enjoy it. I'm good. I don't need to spend any more money. I can take that money and put it into something that I'm looking for. So anyway, Buddy Guy. And like I said, it's just Chess Master, so it's a compilation album. Has Broken Hearted Blues, I Got My Eyes on You, When My Left Eye Jumps. See, it's interesting. I still don't know. I would probably understand. I wouldn't recognize the song when I played it, but I don't recognize it by the title. So this shows me, and I love doing these videos because it's like, man, you gotta get back here and listen to these blues albums. You got these for a reason and kept them for a reason. So little thing for me to get on the ball here. Leave My Girl Alone, Stick Around, My Mother. So, Buddy Guy had I know Clapton loved his guitar playing, and Buddy Guy showed up on, I think, Clapton's 24 Nights in was that late 80s, early 90s. And his guitar playing, and I don't know if it is as he got older, because I don't think it's on here, but it's really high tony and it's really sporadic and manic sometimes, and then Clapton did that sometimes, and I really didn't care for that too much. But like I said, I think in his earlier recordings, I don't think he did it like that too much, and it's hard to kind of explain, but it's kind of a blues guitar playing I'm not real thrilled with, and I didn't really like it when Clapton did that, but it's still emotional and it's blues, so it's still good. Next one I have here, and I don't know too much about this guy. He showed up at the record store. He looked, interesting by the photo, and I just went for it. I might have listened to it in the store before I bought it, but probably did. Robert Finley, Sharecropper's Son, and it is a blues album. So there's Robert Finley right there. And I know I like the sound of this album. I know it had like this blues sound, and he had some other things on here, I think like the organ and things like that really brought it out for me. But I know I enjoy this album all the way through. I don't even know if any of these, there's a song called Sharecropper's Son, All My Hope, Starting to See, I Can Feel Your Pain. And the hype sticker just says Herculean Soulmate featuring Sold Out on You and Country Boy. And it's on Easy Eye Sound. But it's a good sound and blues album. I like how this one sounds. A little more modern because I think this came out, yeah, last year, 2021. So it's a good album. Enjoy it. Next one I have here is Dr. Ross, the Harmonica Boss, Memphis Breakdown. Now, this I bought when I was first getting into the blues on vinyl, and I was just trying to grab things. And so this one is good. It's just not exactly, I don't know what's really going on there. He's a harmonica player. I'm not sure if he was a session guy. I've talked to a couple people. Now maybe you know about him, and you can leave some comments for me. So I don't know too much about his history. There's some songs that I recognize on here. I think Cat Squirrel. Now I don't know if that's the same one that was on the Cream did, and I don't know if he wrote it or if that's a cover that he did also. But it has songs on here: Chicago Breakdown, Boogie Disease, Polly Put Your Kettle On, Jukebox Boogie, Tara May. I do have to say it is a good harmonica-based blues album, and it's fun to listen to. So, want to check him out sometime. Dr. Ross, the Harmonica Boss. Next one I have here, this was on in a record store when I went in, a small little place. And as soon as I walked in, I heard this blues music, and I started browsing around and looking at albums, and I just kept listening and going, man, that really sounds good. So I asked the guy, what it was, and he told me it's Willie Dixon, and I really he wasn't on my radar. It's a new name I learned, and man, what a if you guys know blues, you know Willie Dixon. It's excellent album. I mean, just love this album to death. This is I Am the Blues, and it's the 50th anniversary edition of 1,500 copies on transparent blue vinyl. 9 songs written by Willie Dixon and made famous by others. So I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man, The Little Red Rooster, Backdoor Man, Spoonful, that's one Cream covered. I Can't Quit You Baby, The Seventh Son, and You Shook Me. So yeah, just excellent blues album. If you want to see what the vinyl looks like, so what it says on transparent blue vinyl. So let's take a look. Here's your transparent blue vinyl. Nice and clean. It's only been played a couple times. Has a nice protective sleeve. So it's a pretty looking album there. I don't know what the blue color really goes with this, unless it's the blues. There we go. We'll say it's because of the blues. We colored it blue. So Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues. Definitely recommend that. That's probably a good album for beginning blues people. Since I still, at my age, still consider myself a beginning blues person. So, never too late to learn and try new things, I'll tell you that. And I'm loving it because he sounds great. I don't think they would sound as good on a CD or a tape as they would on my record player back there. All right, next one here is somebody, if you're a blues person, this is on Alligator Records, and this is Albert Collins, Ice Pickin'. I saw a different color. Okay, I saw a different cover for this the other day, so I don't know if this was the original or if they changed it before or, after this, so which came first. But there was a different cover that I saw on this, and it's pretty cool. He's got this guitar there plugged into a ice cube that's on fire, I guess. So that's interesting, but good guitar player, great blues guitar player, Albert Collins. This album features Honey Hush, When the Welfare Turns, It's Back on You, Ice Pick, Cold Cold Feeling, Too Tired, Master Charge, Conversation with Collins, and Avalanche. It says on the back, it burns like dry ice, like cold fire. A jagged blend of shattering, ringing high tones, icy echo, jarring attacks, the blistering power of an archaic storm. Oh, sorry, Arctic storm, not archaic. Okay, so one day I'll learn how to read and tell you more about these albums. So yeah, definitely recommend this. Albert Collins, Ice Pickin'. Definitely enjoy that album. So next is Clapton, where he covered the Robert Johnson songs pretty much all of them. There was another follow-up to this that I don't have, and it pretty much covered, I think he covered basically all of Robert Johnson's catalog from what I remember. And I featured this on my, if you go back, there's a Clapton series that I did, and this is in there. I think it's the part 2 because it's later on. So this is just Clapton basically covering all of Robert Johnson's, and he really did his best to, in my eyes, to sound like Johnson, to get the little nuances and little pieces of picking that Johnson did. He really seemed to be a student of that. And Doyle Bramall the third, I think that's his name, was on this too, and some excellent. There's a DVD that came with the CD version of this, and those two guys sitting together and playing is just excellent. And I think that CD even starts off with Billy Preston at the beginning, and it's more of a full band thing, and Billy's on the organ. It's just excellent. That's obviously taking it to a different sound than Robert Johnson, because all the Robert Johnson recordings that I've ever heard is just him and a guitar, and that's it. And yeah, I think it was Doyle Bramhall, the second, not the third. So you have Billy Preston, Andy Fairweather Lowe on guitar, and he's a guy that's played with Clapton for a while, I think through the 70s. So good blues album. Clapton covering the Robert Johnson, nice one to put on. The recording quality is excellent, sounds really good, nice and warm, gives you that nice warm vinyl feeling. So, and there you have, there we go, Clapton on the front, and portrait of Johnson, and another little picture down there of Johnson. So he's paying his tribute. So pretty neat. Then I have, this is one, maybe this is a starter, even though this isn't your traditional blues. This is some English guys coming along and playing the blues. But man, this album was like right there for me, right here with Blind Faith. It was this album and like Layla were like the 3 big ones for me for a long time. And it's John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton. And I mean, every song on this is just great. This copy's good. I'm fortunate to have a good sounding copy of it. I wouldn't say it's perfect, some pop. So I might be looking for, if somebody comes out with a cleaner reissue, I might go for it. But I'll probably keep this because I'm not sure if this is an original or not. But it's older. Yeah, it's in decent shape. But man, this is just, from beginning to end, there was something about this album that drew me in. And even when I put it on now, it still does it for me. I just love this album because it starts off with All Your Love, and just goes Hideaway, Little Girl, Another Man, Double Crossing Time, and What I'd Say, the Ray Charles song, Key to Love, Parchment Farm. That's one always stuck out with me too, and the harmonica playing on that one, that's just really good. Have You Heard, Rambling on My Mind. Is that Robert Johnson? I know some of my stuff. Stepping Out, and It Ain't Right. And what was the Buddy Holly? Oh no, I'm thinking Blind Faith. Sorry, they had a Buddy Holly cover on their album. Anyway, that's John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. If you see this, I would grab it. This is Clapton at a good guitar playing, and this, John Mayall with some good vocals, and he was playing harmonica on this, I believe. Yeah, harmonica and organs, I believe. And then you had Dave Mason. So I'm just remembering. No, John McVie, not Dave Mason. John McVie. So Fleetwood Mac fans, there's your bass player through those Rumors years and all that right there. So excellent album. The first time I played was probably like 15, and I still love it all these years later. So it's one that's going to be with me for life, definitely. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today and bearing with me as I get through my blues. You can see I love the blues, and I'm trying to learn the blues a little bit more. It's just like some of my rock and pop. I do have some albums in there that I know I like, but I'm not that familiar with, and I do need to go back and take my time with it. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, learned a little bit about the blues, and if you have some comments for me, suggestions, anything, definitely give me some comments, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, you enjoy your music. Take care. Bye.